Hello friends, near and far, dear to my heart. I'm Victoria with Aligned Soul Tarot. This reading will be for Virgo and all Virgo placements found within your birth chart. Happy birthday to all my Virgos out there. If you're new to your placements in your natal chart, just know that I offer personalized one-on-one comprehensive birth chart and relationship chart readings. And I also do provide synastry chart readings. So check out those lists below for all the links and all the things. I'm going to be providing you with some supportive content, so make sure to check it out if this reading resonates, of course. I am currently doing a North and South Node tarot series, which the playlist will be provided below, on your natal North and South nodes, where I explore the significance of these lunar nodes in your chart, especially during an eclipse month. These points reveal your karmic path, what you're growing into North Node, and what you're leaving behind your South Node. Eclipses intensify this energy because the lunar nodes are being activated, making it a powerful time for transformation. Okay. On my Patreon, I'm also going to be doing some extra eclipse readings, including a pick-a-pow reading this week, right before the September 17th lunar eclipse, or partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. And I also have the extended love readings on there. And you can always trace back to the other eclipse readings that I did this year in April to kind of look at timestamps and time markers, because that's what eclipses are. They are evolutionary markers on our unique blueprint, right? Connected very much with our natal chart. And this reading will discuss astrology for your sun and ascendant signs, tarot and oracle messages. Your love reading will also be linked in the description box below. There always seems to be some crossover, and I highly encourage you to watch both readings and also watch for your other placements, right? If it doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. Check out your other placements or check back later. Let's welcome in this Virgo season, right? You know, I am kind of doing the monthly readings a bit late because I wanted to get this North and South Node series out to you. This is all about the harvest. You know, we're in the month of the harvest where we are bearing fruit, and it's a time of reflection, especially with the eclipses, and particularly to those lessons of Saturn. Personally, I associate this month with the goddess Diana, the huntress and the protector of children. Virgo is the only female figure in the zodiac, and it's linked to fertility goddesses, mythologically tied to Persephone's cycle of death and rebirth. Virgo represents purity and renewal, emphasizing themes of innocence, justice, and nature's nurturing. This month focuses on purification, ritual, routine, paying attention to the details, and listening to your body's subtle cues. Now, Virgo, let's get into your September reading. Why, hello there, Virgo. Virgo. I was going to say birthday and Virgo all in the same sentence. Happy solar return to all my Virgos and cross watchers. Of course, you are welcome here. Take what resonates and leave what does not. Again, I'm doing these monthlies a little bit later, but I always feel compelled to do things, right? And I really wanted to get that North and South Node series out for all of you because, again, it's so important for us to feel into these places in our charts, you know. And of course, if you're watching for any placements where you find Virgo, I hope this resonates for you. And cross watchers, you can place the roles as you see fit. The love reading below is definitely more about love, but if love shows up here, all the better. And there's always some crossover, right? A lot of it starts with self. So these readings, these general monthly readings, are very self-focused, but you can apply it how you want to. It can be applied to other people and other energies that are surrounding you, okay? So as I sat with your energy, which I do just for a couple minutes, and I have been, honestly, because I've been feeling into this Virgo energy ever since we entered into your season, right? And also last month, as we know, we had a ton of this Virgo undertone with Venus and Mercury during Mercury retrograde in your sign. So it's not necessarily new to most of us, the collective, but it is something now that is very present, especially with the eclipses. And just know that Pisces is your opposite. So I am also linking below the North Node in Virgo, South Node in Pisces reading, because I feel like there will be some relevance, even if that's not your natal placement, for you to feel into this axis, because we are all feeling it. Again, the lunar eclipse on September 17th will be in Pisces, and there's so much to learn from your opposite, since it is highlighting the house of partnership. Okay, and with Saturn in Pisces right now, it is in your house of partnership. So there's a lot around the 7th house of relating. And so there's a lot to learn from this, okay, this time period. And again, if you really don't know about all these parts of your chart, just know that I offer really comprehensive birth chart readings and a lot of extra support. Me as a reader, I understand the complexities of this, and it's taking me a decade to get to where I am, and I am a student of life. So just know that if this is overwhelming and this astrology piece feels like a lot, you can always ask questions, send me an email if you want to get a supportive tarot reading or a birth chart reading, okay? But just again, allow these messages to come and go as they should. So yeah, that was kind of the undertone there that I was feeling to urge to tell you. And the message that came up for you is, what have you grown accustomed to? Okay, this is a lot around your South Node, so it is important to look into your natal, but also look into that North Node in Virgo, Pisces South Node reading below if you are feeling compelled to watch that. I got the song right when we went into Virgo season of Paul Simon, Run This Body Down, because Virgo represents the physical body in a lot of ways. It's about purification and detox. It's goddess energy, so it's about self-care, self-reliance. It's a lot of that 9 of Pentacles energy, which is Virgo. So reading the subtle cues within the body. What is the body saying to you? What is it speaking to you, like somatically? And there's an awareness around the bodies and our physical ailments. There's a lot around the 6th house of, sense of duty and obligation and being of service, which again is really highlighted in that Virgo North Node reading, Pisces South Node. So if you feel like this is something that you're being called to, watch that reading below, okay? I want you to also look into your Chiron, your Saturn, and your North Node natal, okay? Those are going to be supportive ways to kind of guide you right now. So Mercury is still in Virgo, and it will be till September 26th. And again, a good time to reflect back to, if you haven't watched last month's reading, I want you to think back to last month. It was in your sign, and we were going through Mercury retrograde. Mercury is your ruling planet, and we're still in this emphasis, okay? So that's first house, okay? Spotlight effect. We have now Venus in Libra, okay? This is going till September 22nd, and this is in your second house of what you have. This is about emotional and physical security, okay? So it's Taurus. Where do you have second house in your chart would be highly influential for you to see. Maybe you have a Taurus in Chiron or Saturn in Taurus, who knows, right? This is a general reading, but that second house is really applying the pressure of security. How can you create security for yourself, especially within our body, right? Coping with our emotional ebbs and flows, which we all experience as humans. Mars is in Cancer, okay? Mars in Cancer is a very interesting place. I myself have this natal placement, so it's very familiar to me. It's a lot around the warrior, because Mars represents the warrior within. It's Aries energy, but Cancer, it's a subdued effect. It's the warrior that's dropping their armor. So it does reflect a time for us to kind of shed with eclipse energies, releasing kind of like the exterior and the masks that we wear, the protection that we feel like we have to have. And of course, this doesn't mean that we don't want to have healthy boundaries, right, around ourselves. But Mars in Cancer is really asking the warrior to surrender to some extent, and to lay down their sword, and to maybe feel a bit more empathy for their enemy, right? And seeing the contradictions and the polarities amongst this kind of friend foe, kind of when we have to exert ourselves and when we can just surrender, right? Surrendering to flow, okay? We had this new moon on September 3rd, and it's a good time for you to reflect back on that period of, you know, a couple days before and after the new moon. And then we have again this eclipse, partial lunar eclipse, full moon on the 17th in Pisces. Pisces is your opposite. It's in your 7th house of partnership. So lots around partnership. The relationship between, again, this first house influence for you with this is your month, and 7th. So it's I am to who are my people, right? How do I connect? How do I find myself amongst the world? And how do I still hold on to this sense of identity and my willpower and my sense to live? So first, 7th kind of dynamic here. And making sure that when you are entering into any relationships, that it is still holding true to who you are, and you're not in some sort of superficial or having to portray yourself as someone that you're not, okay? This could be something that you are shedding. And again, there's different flavors. This is general, depending on, again, your Chiron, your Saturn, and also your natal north nodes will highlight or influence these kinds of transits that you're experiencing, okay? So let's get into it. I got this beautiful new deck, the Creative Oracle. We're going to start off here for you, Virgo. Whenever you find this reading, just know it's meant to find you, okay? Although I timestamp it and we talk about specific astrology events happening in September, again, just like your north and south node in those series I talk about, it's an evolutionary process. Most of us don't really see the qualities or understand them consciously until after our first Saturn return. Some of you may have already experienced that at the ages of 20 to 30 years of age, and some of you might not have, or maybe you're experiencing your second, right? 58 to 60 years of age. Everyone's different here. It's a general reading. Again, if you want more specific support for you, you can get a personal reading with me. The links are below. All right, so again, these messages are timeless. Like I said, these could come to you when they're meant to come to you. So just allow them to be here now. Virgo, September, what do they need to know? My Virgo collective. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes. Drop a comment below if this resonates, and also your placements if you are cross-watching. Okay, here we go. Overwhelm on the bottom there. This is the first card. Beautiful imagery here. What comes to mind when you see this? Right? Reflect on that. This is about be yourself fully, and you are without compare, true winner of the only contest that matters. So we talk about this a lot with that North Node in Virgo and Pisces. This it's about service, right? 6th house is the house of service, and also Pisces is always wanting to be of service to the collective. They're the last. So again, there's a lot around making sure that you are filling your own cup, and that those sense of duty and responsibility and being self-sacrificing. Also with the North Node in Aries, currently we're really being pulled away from that. So it can feel really hard for Virgo and Pisces to kind of acclimate to that Aries influence. If you have Aries in your chart, it might help you kind of gain this kind of willpower here that's found, the warrior within. Again, your Chiron placement will help. Chiron is also currently in Aries, so it's really asking you, Virgo and Pisces, to kind of stop playing the martyr, stop beating yourself up, right? The inner critic becomes the inner coach. And that we don't always have to compare ourselves to other. Life doesn't have to be a contest. Life doesn't have to feel like we have to constantly overburden or overwhelm ourselves to some extent, and because that creates resistance. What are you resisting? Understand why you resist what you have to do is a crucial part of the creative process. So there is a level of having to resist maybe certain things or temptations or relations to others, and in exerting your willpower, right? Finding that warrior within. Yes, And life does not have to be a contest. You don't have to compete for people's attention or to try to compare. That's really the main theme here with Virgo. Again, is this comparison, this self-judgment, and sometimes they can judge others because of their own wounds and fears, and a lot around, you know, feeling inadequate or it's not good enough, right? So that's some of the shadow sides of Virgo, right? And that we're learning, especially during an eclipse month. It's very impactful. All right, let's pull some tarot. What do we have for the Virgo collective? Again, thank you for tuning in and trusting in me. I really appreciate it. Allowing this channel to grow and reach all those that need these messages at this time. Virgo. There's that willpower, Emperor. Lots of Aries I'm feeling for this collective. You could have Aries in your chart, or again, dealing with an Aries. I see Capricorn, I see Aquarius, I see Scorpio, and I see, yeah, Aquarius twice. Virgo, what do we have for the Virgo collective for September, or whenever you find this? Virgo. Virgo. There we go. Wow, you got a lot. Oh my God, you got a lot. 4 Swords, 9 of Swords. Yeah, you have to be able to go within here. If we can't find the healing from these 3 of Swords, right, and we're laying that truth down, this is the Ace of Swords. If we don't allow ourselves to rest, to meditate, to contemplate, to not always have to feel like we're resisting or it's a contest, like overexerting ourselves in the world, we have to surrender. And we learned a lot about that, especially during Mercury retrograde. Again, Mercury is your ruling planet. So it could have felt a bit testing and trying. And I can connect this again with this Chiron and Aries. It's about not always having to fight, right? Knowing when to drop your sword, right? Knowing when to drop your sword. That's a big lesson for Aries here. And again, you might not have Aries in your chart, but we do have the major arcana of Aries. And also for me as a reader, it's Taurus. This is masculine energy. You could be feminine or masculine. It doesn't really matter, right? But it's about, again, constructs, stabilizing, finding some foundation. This is 4th house. Where do you have 4th house in your chart? We have the 5 to the 6 of Swords. So when I see these 2 in reverse, I automatically go back to this 4 because we can retrace the steps when we see reversals to what's before that is the 4 of Swords. So this is really the safe haven. This is the place where we can heal this kind of tension in the 5 and 6 of Swords. This is, again, laying that sword down, like I said in the beginning. Learning when to draw your sword. Right, the Jedi pause that I talked about last month with Mercury retrograde. It's a very strong message for you, and this is what brings confidence. Right, King of Wands, strong Aries of Sag or Leo influence. You could have these placements in your chart, or again, like dealing with one in strong Aquarius. I'm mainly seeing fire in Aquarius strongly in Scorpio, but that song Paul Simon's coming up of Run This Body Down. How many nights do you think that you can be doing what you've been doing, right? There's this surrender that's found here in the star. You have 3 major arcana showing up here. You're going through a purification process that's actually leading you to become more confident. And confidence does not have to mean that you have to be, again, that willpower, that sense of like determination and stamina. No, we have to learn how to sustain. The warrior needs to know when to rest, right? To draw that sword. And to really look back at these 3 of Swords that were very painful and caused a lot of stress and worry, insomnia, restlessness. You are here now dropping these self-limiting beliefs, 8 of Swords to the 6 of Cups, around the past memories around family, friends, lovers, you know, could be any relationship dynamic. And again, in the love reading, we will dive more deeply into what this is. But it looks like you are wanting to move towards peace, but it is taking a level of getting the message, conquer and divide. We don't want to continue to have to, again, this willpower here. There's a time and a place to exert willpower. But there is a negative side to that when we are becoming too boastful or prideful or confident, or allowing our ego to put us into almost survival mode, where then we are not really feeling into the pains of the past. You are in recovery here, I do see that, and you are again dropping your sword. Life doesn't have to be a contest. I don't have to continue to fight. I am getting the message. This was strong in the Aries North Node, which I have, and we currently are in. So again, this is relevant for you because it's coming up. Is the lessons of this Aries North Node for all of us is to know when to pick our battles and to know when to drop, right? The need to prove ourselves. Libra South Node, right? Compromise, harmony, balance. For what? You know, there is a time and a place to fight the good fight, but there is a time when we have to realize that we are only beating a dead horse. And I feel like that's the strong message here, is that you are being asked to step into something that's very powerful here with these major arcanas, where it's very healing to be able to choose for yourself. And it makes you very empowered. And it brings out the positive qualities of this King of Wands. Again, this could be talking about a fire sign. We have Aquarius, Cancer, again, Taurus, that you could be dealing with, where this is kind of the dynamic that you were in, and like either you or them are learning how to not have to dominate or coerce or manipulate, but rather to surrender, drop the sword. Swords represent communication. Again, Mercury is still in Virgo, so there's a lot around communication coming up for you, and knowing again when to pick your battles and know when to kind of hold back. Four of Pentacles, Capricorn. There's a lot around releasing self-limiting beliefs, knowing when to fight the good fight, and knowing when enough is enough. Because that sense of willpower, it's like a spectrum, right? This person here is very happy and at peace with oneself, knowing their worth, knowing that they are a warrior. And that again, to be a true warrior means to know when to rest and to drop that sword and to pick your battles is really the message that I'm getting here for you. You could be rubbing up against a lot of people that are bringing in a lot of overwhelm, you know, this tit for tat, power dynamics, ego, you know, ego gets in the way. And again, this could be outside of yourself, within the workplace, within family, friends, lovers. You know, again, private readings can really kind of pinpoint where this is going, but I see a lot of forward movement, healing, if you allow it. It's a choice always with these cards. Again, you get to choose where you stand. But there is a lightning around this Emperor here. There's a lightning with the star, because we have this very masculine energy here. So if you are dealing with a masculine, there is a need for them to learn how to stabilize this need for control, resistance, power, because it only brings more overwhelm when they're constantly trying to put themselves in boxes. Or again, this could be you, right? Take it as it resonates. What's some advice that we have for Virgo right now? Of course, this card's been coming out a lot. Don't let the past hold you back. This is the South Node. Again, it's crucial to pay attention to your North and South Node. And again, I highly urge you, if you want some more guidance, is to check out that Virgo North Node, Pisces South Node message there, especially if you have Pisces in your chart as well. But this is talking about your South Node. You really got to feel into this, okay? So that playlist is below for you. It's a time to release negativity, Scorpio. So this could also be, again, because eclipses, it's kind of a bleed out effect. We feel it pre and post. So I'll be doing a lot of supported content on Patreon to help kind of ease this tension and to allow you to get the messages that you're needing to move and evolve into these north qualities, and also understanding your South Node, because we have to understand the dualities of both, right? The complexities of the yin, the yang, the polarities of all of it within your chart. The full moon in Scorpio could be very prevalent for you. So Scorpio season, which is November, it's right around the corner. And again, After our September eclipse, we're going to be feeling into all this post-eclipse energy, and again, more retrograde. I'm going to be doing a Chiron series as well, because I think that's very prevalent as well in October. So stay tuned for that as well on my channel. Make sure to hit that notification bell. That's going to keep you up to date for when I post, for your placements, and all the extra content that I'm going to be providing, and just letting you know about also Patreon, right? What I'm going to be putting on there. And join me on Instagram. I also post, I keep up to date for when I post on there too, and you get to know me as a reader. You can find that link below. But there's a lot around releasing negativity. Again, the negative sides of our ego, because the ego does serve us. It's what we need to survive. And a lot of people are like, death of ego. It's like, no, we need our ego. It's our sense of willpower. And there's a time and a place for us to step into that, to kind of connect more with our intuition and the ego go hand in hand, in a sense. It's kind of like allowing them to become friends to some extent, and knowing when you can kind of notice that you're in survival mode, and being like, okay, how can I kind of ease into my intuition more without having to feel like I have to assert myself in a way that is actually holding me back. Maybe you do have a south node in a fire placement, or again, someone you're dealing with could. We're going to dive into the love reading here. I'm going to pull from the Astro Tarot to see what potential signs you could be dealing with in love. And you can find that love general reading link below. Okay. If you have any questions, don't feel free to feel free to email me if you're needing help finding something, or again, you want further clarification. What signs could Virgo be dealing with in love? Please show me the truth. And we'll take this over to the love reading. What signs? Water sign. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Again, these could be just influences within the relationship, or again, parts of your chart or theirs. What other signs could Virgo be dealing with in September? Libra. Libra South Node. Yeah. Again, this could be, you could have, again, like a fire. You could even have the Aries North Node, Libra South Node, or Libra North Node, Aries South Node. So make sure to check out that playlist, or they could, right? It's good to look into your partners as well. Cancer, strong. Yeah, Cancer. We did see Cancer in the Chariot, so that's signifying that potentially there is some direction. There's finally some direction on where this is going, this love relationship. There's a lot of water. There's a lot of balance that's being potentially restored here, which we did talk about already with the Star and the Chariot. That's leading to a more healthy way of looking at it, at relationships, whether they're masculine, feminine, right? We all inherently have both. So it's balancing both the masculine and feminine within us. I actually just posted on my Instagram a great, like, really easy tool. It's one of the first or third post that I have on there. So check me out on Instagram. I have a lot of supportive content that I find helpful. So if it helps me, I hope it helps you as well. Pluto. Yep, Scorpio. Again, these could be parts in their chart. So we have Pluto, Cancer, Libra, and water signs. So let's dive into your love reading. I hope to find you over there. If this is where we part, bye for now, Virgo, and happy birthday.